on to part 2 of our January game night. Thank you, dear viewer. The party has arrived in Athkatla, the oldest city in Athkatla is the planned staging point for their trek into the Cloud Peaks and the search for the Archmage Igwilv's centuries-old lost caverns. They leave the Ladyhawk behind as Vanyara guides the group off the docks and into the city. As the former Water Davians move through the busy docks of Athkatla, they are shocked to see open slavery. Many groups of slaves occupy the docks. Families are ripped apart right before the PC's eyes as Vanyara leads them through the crowds. Vanyara pushes past several aggressive merchants as she makes her way into the city. The slaves are plentiful here, as well as many merchant tents and stalls. The group is inundated with questions and calls to view the many items on display. Vanyara keeps her quick pace, and the PCs keep up. Eventually, she turns onto a two-way street lined with trees down the middle. There seems to be a queue of carriages at a nearby business. Vanyara and the group make their way to the carriages, and soon the group is sitting comfortably, headed to a tavern and inn called the Golden Dragon.
Excellent job, gentlemen. Athkatla is our last stop before we trek into the Cloud Peaks and find that damn Igwilv's treasure. We are heading to the Golden Dragon Inn and Tavern. I know the proprietor. We used to adventure together just over 30 years ago. Once there, I will ask you to wait for me as I procure our horses and a guide to bring us into the Cloud Peaks. We could be in the mountains for some time as we follow our leads from the map my master has provided for us. I should not be more than 3 days. I'm sure you are to venture out and about on the streets of this fine city. You wouldn't be much of an adventuring group if you didn't. Please, heed my advice on walking the streets of Athkatla, fondly referred to as the City of Coin. The oldest and richest city of where everything is tolerable or acceptable here. You've seen the slaves with your own eyes, against the law in Waterdeep and indeed most places. Can you use your imagination and think about the absolute immorality of what goes on here? The biggest offence in the eyes of the law is any use of divine or arcane magic within the city. Hide your staff, Muzahi. Appear as a rich merchant with your entourage of bodyguards. It's very important that you do not cast in the city. No magic of any kind. Now that that's out of the way, we should be at the Golden Dragon soon, where I will rent us rooms. Let's settle in for the night, enjoy a good meal, drink some fine wine. It's an excellent tavern. On the morrow, I will head out to the city limits, where I know an old ranger who should make a fine guide. 3 days, gentlemen. Our quest for the caverns depends on you lot not burning the bloody city down.
The carriage rolls through the city and eventually stops outside a large tavern and inn called the Golden Dragon. Vanyara sorts out the accommodations and introduces the player characters to her old companion and owner of the tavern, an Eastern man named Bakao Fu. The old warrior is missing both his legs and gets around in a wheeled chair. The PCs are shown to their room, and a private dinner is arranged for them. During the night, the group still keeps a watch, not fully trusting anyone or anything during their stay. The next morning, Vanyara borrows a horse from Bakao Fu and once again reminds the group that she will return in 3 days. Muzahi decides that a little bit of potpourri and some makeup might go a long way to improving Bertha's looks and her smell. After consulting with Bakao Fu on where this might be found in the city, the old warrior gives the necromancer an address and some directions on where he can find what he's looking for. The rest of the party agrees to accompany Muzahi on his hunt for potpourri and make up for Bertha. The necromancer rolls his intelligence check following the map and directions given to him by Bakao Fu. Muzahi finds the address easily enough. He enters the establishment as Bertha and Reinhardt wait outside. The two are approached by a young lad who asks them for help searching for his lost dog. Once Muzahi is finished in the store, he hears the story of the young lad searching for his lost dog. Hera tracks the dog's prints down the alley and under a rowboat. Moved aside by the PCs, they find the dog's tracks lead down a short stairway under an old building. It appears the dog has been dragged down the steps. The zombie Bertha is commanded to kick open the door and inspect the room beyond. Inside the room, many pre-teens scatter down a small hole, and the body of the young lad's dog is found in some type of ritual sacrifice. Reinhardt holds the boy back. The necromancer raises the corpse of the lad's dog and presents it to him outside the room. After assuring the lad all is well and getting the supplies for Bertha, the group quickly makes their way back to the Golden Dragon Inn. The group makes it back to the Golden Dragon, and Muzahi has Bertha stand in their room while the rest head into the tavern of the inn. They see Bakao Fu behind the bar and find a table near to him. Vanyara was right, a fine tavern serving fine wines indeed. As the players eat and drink, they continue to talk to Bakao and learn that 2 weeks ago, a monk named Ing passed through the city on his way to Waterdeep. He did not stay at the Golden Dragon, but Bakao heard the monk searched for an Eastern warrior named Hara, who stole his sword. One thing leads to another at the inn as the day turns to night, and the group meets some lovely ladies from the city of Perskool. Wives of rich merchants on a girls' weekend away. How very interesting. The ladies seem to be buying the group drinks, so they stay together long into the evening and into the next morning. Around noon the next day, Vanyara pounds on the door, shouting for the group to awaken. She picks the lock open and moves into the room, shouting for the player characters to get up and get ready.
Let's get ready to move, gentlemen. Well, well, well. Muzahi? What was the one rule in a city where nearly everything is tolerable? Do you remember? Oh, let me remind you. No magic of any kind. Now, there is a cowled wizard and an entourage of city guards knocking at Bakao's front door. Who do you think they are looking for? Someone who animated a child's beloved dog, only to have the dog attack the child's entire family. Who could have done something like that? Oh, I don't know. Wait. Hey, how about that rich merchant with the charisma of 18, followed around by a 6'3", 240-pound zombie? Let's get ready to use the staff. Muzahi, the staff please, if you will.
The party gathers inside a 10-foot radius in the room as Vanyara enacts the power of the Voyager's staff.
So sorry, ladies. I hope you're not too disappointed.
And just like that, dear viewer, the expedition into the Cloud Peaks begins. Vanyara teleports to a well-known location to her, a small farm just on the outskirts of the city. There, the player characters meet Ren, an older human ranger and ex-lover of Vanyara's. But that's a story for another time. They all get on horseback, with the exception of Bertha, who trudges tirelessly alongside Muzahi. Ren guides them into the Cloud Peaks mountain range and towards the many possible entrances to the Lost Caverns. Thank you for watching. See you next time.